Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Nadeja here. Live in Align. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about some of the things that I noticed, and I just wonder how you guys feel about it. The whole women that cook from scratch versus women or men who don't is frowned upon when someone uses can, as I'm about to do. I'm a can girly. I don't have any shame in using things that are canned. Everything that I eat, I make sure that it tastes good. And I'm not a chef by any stretch of the imagination, but in the same token, why are we shaming people who don't cook from scratch? Do you know what it would take to make this Mediterranean soup from scratch? I'm not going to use the label. This is a Mediterranean soup. You know what it would take to make this with the lentils, tomato puree, chickpeas, roasted bell peppers, spinach, salt, olive oil, lemon, cornstarch. Like, who's doing all that? Just tell me, who's going to the store to get all that stuff and then coming home to make it and roast it just so and cook it just so? Who's doing that? So I really would like us to take a minute and say, so long as we're nourishing our body and the food tastes good, and it's not severely loaded with preservatives, it's not horrific, it's not horribly bad. I like to add to mine for extra protein. I add another can of black beans. So I have the Mediterranean soup with the black beans. So I don't know, because I hear a lot of people saying, I cook from scratch. Like, I don't use that canned stuff. But it's crazy because in the event of a food shortage or in the event of an emergency, you're going to look for them cans, and no one's going to frown on cans in that day. Now, I do add seasonings to this because Mrs. Dash seasoning, Himalayan sea salt, got a slapper, slap your mama, and some regular black pepper. When I make my soups, I can't say that these have the flavor that I like. They have a little bit lower sodium content these days. Those soup makers have realized that, you know what? These people are not eating our salt because they're too salty. And a lot of times they are very salty. But they cut back on the salt and the flavor. So I just put a little bit in there. A lot of times I might make some rice, but I've been cutting back on my starches because I'm mindful of what I put in my body. So I don't see anything wrong with cans, do you? Some people are going to use from scratch. But if you have time to do that, more power to you. Or if you're a chef and that's something that's in your passion to do, then do that. But I think it's not good when people start frowning on people who actually, like me, who use cans. I use cans. Let me see if I can get that a little bit better. I use cans. I use cans all the time. My family and I, we eat good. We're healthy. Now, every meal is not in a can. Don't get me wrong. Every meal is not in the can. But when we do cook and I make certain things out of the can, I add a side. They usually have, my children, we eat fresh vegetables first. We try to have something fresh first. So we cut up an apple. We'll have some fresh grapes. We might even have some grapefruit. But we're going to have something fresh first. Then we'll have our food. So we try to have a healthy balance in all that we do. But I just had to come on and talk about that because I really do not understand. Well, I do get it. People who cook from scratch, I believe they feel like they're superior to people who don't. And if that's how you feel, then okay, I wish you well. But my household, we don't go hungry. Food is well seasoned and it tastes good. Our bodies are nourished the same way people who cook from scratch's bodies are nourished. So I'm not about to battle or debate anybody. If you have time to do all that and that's what you want to do, I wish you well. But as for me and my house, we will partake in canned foods with a smile and with pride because I'm still feeding my family. A lot of times today, I work a full-time job. I do these videos in my spare time. I make time. I really don't have spare anything. I make time to make these videos. And if I wanted to, I could cook from scratch. I could figure out. I've made scratch meals before. Chicken and dumplings and some other things. You know, you make chili from scratch. I don't buy it out the can. But at the same time, if I don't want to, that should be okay too. You know, I've seen people who just really, really go in on people who don't cook from scratch. I don't use cans. None of that canned stuff. It's still food. I mean, if you want to take more pride and say, I'm putting love in this, I put love in my food too. I wash the top of the can. I wipe the top of the can out. I make sure the pots and everything are clean. I put love into the food I make as well. I put some seasoning in it. I make some good sides for my family. But at the end of the day, we don't have to start battling about whose food is healthier, who's better than the other, you know? So I just wanted to come on and say that today because I really don't like that. I don't like when someone thinks that they're a better cook than me because they cook from scratch. We all eating. And let's just do our best to take care of our bodies. Mind, body, and soul. Because it's not just about what you shovel in your face. It's also about how you prepare your mind. Do you exercise? Are you taking time to strengthen your mind, you know? So it's more than just that. But let's be overall healthy. And let's try not to get into the battle of scratch cooking versus cans or not scratch. Let's make sure that we're being respectful of each other. And if you cook from scratch, all is well. I wish you well. I don't. And I'm okay with that. My family and I, we still eat. Our bodies are still nourished. We still take good care of ourselves. So with that, like, comment, and subscribe. Do you cook from scratch? Do you cook from scratch? How do you feel about people who don't cook from scratch? And if you are a can girly or a can man like me, I'm not a can man, but if you're a can person, how do you feel when people might get on you if you want to use a sweet potato out the can instead of boiling sweet potatoes on the stove and peeling them from scratch to make your pie? If you even make a pie. Oh my gosh, you go to the store and you buy your pie? You buy your apple pie? What? You buy your cake? Oh my gosh. Yes. How do you feel? And if you are a scratch person, why do you frown so much on people who use cans to make our life easier? Why do you frown on that? So, I'd love to hear your comments, guys. I'd love to hear your comments. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe down below. Have a good one.